This is actually my second attempt to make this video. I recorded it last week, and right after I finished recording, I noticed I had lipstick on my teeth. I just took one look at the footage and I was just like, nope, I can't upload that. It will just bug me too much. So I scrapped it and I was just like, okay, the video won't be made, whatever. I was just really upset. So I'm re-recording it today. I feel like this time it might be better and more structured, because last time I was just like very rambly, didn't really know what I was saying, and it was all just like bleh. So enjoy this. You can already tell from the title of the video what this is about. It's very exciting. I got a tattoo. I'm pretty excited about it still. I got it over a month ago, almost 2 months ago. I've just been like sitting on this video for a long time. I'll show you my tattoo. It's pretty sweet. I got it on my left forearm, so it's kind of like at an awkward angle to just like show people. But like, here you go. Do you see? I'll just like twist my hair. It's quite small, but I love it. I'm really, really, really in love with it, and I'm really happy with it. And this video is just me telling you about the story behind my tattoo. It's literally just that. But so, a little backstory. If you have spoken to me over the last 4 years, you might have heard me mention like Yoongi's mixtape, Agust. It's pretty good. I really like it. I'm always kind of like, you know, plugging that. It's not even my mixtape. Like, I don't get paid or anything, but I'm just like, you should listen to Yoongi's mixtape. Because, you know, you should listen to Yoongi's mixtape. It's a really good mixtape. Have you listened to Yoongi's mixtape? Would recommend it. Very good. My favorite song from the mixtape is The Last. This song. So The Last in Korean is Majimak. That is like what my tattoo says. That is literally what it means. It literally just says like The Last. Which, when I kind of tell people, they're like, oh, nice. They're kind of like, that's kind of weird that you just got like your favorite song and it just says The Last, and I'm just like, but you don't understand. You don't understand. It's not like I feel like I have to explain my tattoo to people, because it's no one's business. Like, I like it, I wanted it, and therefore who cares? Like, it is for me. It's a very personal tattoo, and I feel like I want to talk about it. I feel like it's something I would like to share. Where to begin? So Yoongi released his mixtape August 2016. It was a really good time for me. Well, no, it wasn't actually. I mean, him releasing the mixtape was good, but what I mean is like 2016 was like a downward spiral for the next two years. The next 2 years. Wow. I don't know how to describe it. Like, the end of 2016 was like the beginning of the end. I'd been living in Dublin and I had like all my new friends, and I got to see them like almost every day, and I got to like hang out and I had all this freedom. And then I had to move back home, and I was commuting, I was exhausted, I didn't get to see people, and when I did I was just really tired and grumpy. It was very hard, like going from being like really independent and social to being very dependent and antisocial. It wasn't just that, like there was a bunch of other like stuff going on, but like that didn't help. Let's just put it like that. Actually, as a side note, mid 2016 was also when I bleached my hair. So like, you know, I was going through a time TM. You know, it's bad when someone just like randomly says, I'm bleaching my hair, because you know something's going on. Okay, it's 2016. Bad. 2017, the lowest of the low. Like the lowest point of my life. Hopefully ever, because I don't want to ever be like that again. And then 2018 was just like skimming the bottom of the barrel, because there was no lower left to sink. Oh, I probably should have said this at the start, but if you're not like feeling the best mental health wise at the moment, because you know quarantine is like really messing with people's heads, maybe just watch a bit more cautiously. I don't want anyone to feel bad watching this video. Just look after yourself. I still feel like maybe I shouldn't talk about this so publicly, but I'm also like, I think now it's really important for us to be transparent with our mental health, and the more you talk about it, the less stigma there is around it. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna talk about it. Okay, November 2017. The most traumatizing and lowest point of my entire life that I never ever ever want to revisit or relive. I think it was like towards the end of November. Doesn't really matter. It was winter, let me just tell you that. There was just a lot of stuff happening everywhere, all around me, and I wasn't coping with any of it. It was a lot, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. I'm not gonna lie, I was at my breaking point. I thought this would be easier to record the second time, but apparently it's not. I was very alone. I felt very alone, I should say. Like, I still had my friends, they were very supportive of me. I was very scared and overwhelmed and in a lot of emotional and mental pain, I guess. This was a lot easier to get out when I was drunk on whiskey at 4 a.m, but I can do it. So like I said, by that stage I was just like at breaking point, and so it was, I remember it was like between, I think it was like 8:30, 8. I just put on my coat and I left the house, and I fully didn't intend to come home. I don't want to like say it out loud because it makes me uncomfortable, but basically I can't swim and I live near a river, and it was dark and kind of raining recently, so let's just leave it there. Looking back, it's the scariest time, but at that moment, like, I didn't feel anything. I felt, well, really numb to everything, but at the same time I felt a lot of pain, if that makes sense. So I was walking through town and I wanted, you know, a bit of comfort in my few moments there. I put on Yoongi's mixtape because throughout those past 2 shitty years, I listened to Yoongi's mixtape literally every day. I pretty much didn't listen to anything else. Like, every day I was just like, Yoongi's mixtape on repeat. Wake up in the morning, Yoongi's mixtape. Before going to bed at night, Yoongi's mixtape. Walking to class, Yoongi's mixtape. It was all I listened to. He talks a lot about his own struggles with mental health on his mixtape. And that was something that I really, really like about Yoongi's songs and his lyrics. He's very honest and open, and it's very comforting. That's like my main word when I think about Yoongi. I'm like, if someone was just like, what word comes to mind when you think about Yoongi's music? I'm like, safe, comforting. So especially the last, I remember when like the mixtape came out, I went for a walk and I was just like, gotta absorb this like new music from Yoongi. I didn't know what it was called at the time because I couldn't read Hangul like when it came out. I remember like I came home and the first thing I did was I tweeted to Yoongi like, oh my god, I love track 7, it's so good. Because I just like, I felt it. Like, sometimes you just don't have to know the lyrics to just like feel an emotion, you know? And I just felt like with track 7, I was just like, this is my song. And then I looked up the lyrics and I was like, I was blown away by how open he was, and it just became a very comforting song for me. So anyway, I was walking on that night and I was just thinking about the song, and I was thinking about Yoongi and his music, and the lyrics of the last I really like, especially because he's talking about like his own struggles, like I said, but towards the end of the song he's talking about how he made it through everything and he made it through the worst times of his life, and that he's actually okay now, and like he's on top and he's just living his best life. I don't know, it might sound silly, but I was just walking and I was just thinking like, God, I love this song. And I was thinking about how much I love Yoongi's music. Just how comforting and inspirational and just nice it is. I don't know, it was just, everything was just so close to what I was feeling. And I was just thinking like, if Yoongi can make it through all of that, why can't I? I don't know, like, can't I get past this too? Don't I deserve to live? And you know what? I do. I really fucking do. I deserve to live, and I deserve to be very happy. This is gonna sound very like, but there's like a spot just as like you're leaving the actual town here where like the traffic lights just end and there's just like complete blackness. And I had like this weird moment where I was just like standing there like, if I go into this darkness, I'm not coming back from it. It was very like symbolic. There we go. But I mean, at the time it wasn't. At the time I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking like, oh Jesus. But I just knew if I stepped past that point, I wouldn't come back from it. I think at that moment was when I realised how terrified I was. It might sound silly to some people, but I was just thinking like, if the only thing I have to look forward to is music from my new favourite artist, so what? That's still a reason to live. And isn't that good enough for now? It should be, and it was, and it still is. The next few months, like obviously I wasn't like, you know, had that like experience and I was like, I'm okay. Like the next year and a half were pretty bad. I constantly listened to the last. It was like a crutch. Like every time I had like intrusive thoughts, I would just step back. I would listen to the last on repeat and then just like, you got this, like you can do this. Live your goddamn life. then it eventually just got to a stage where I had other things going on, where I didn't just have like new music from my favorite artists to look forward to. I had other things to look forward to, like my job and my friends and just other stuff. There was this point where I was literally just like, I can't die because Yoongi might release his next mixtape and I won't be here to see it. That is perfectly okay. So there you go, that is the story behind my tattoo. It's every time I see it now, I'm just like, I get to carry like my favorite song with me wherever I go, and it's, sometimes I just look at it and I feel very, very comforted and safe and warm, and it's nice, it's very nice. I've accepted that people are gonna be like, that's a weird tattoo without like the big backstory, but I don't really care because I'm so beyond happy with it. Like I can't even express how happy I am in words. It's just, if I had like a happy meter thing, it would be like really full green. It would be all like sparkles coming out of it and stuff. That's how happy I am. Every morning I just wake up and I see it, and it's just like a nice little reminder that I'm alive and I'm not alone, no matter what my depression is telling me. I am not alone. I have lots of people around me, and there are so many people who have been through or are going through the same thing as I am. It's not as isolating as it wants you to believe it is. It reminds me that I've been low and more than likely will be low at some stage of my life again, but that I'm also damn strong enough to make it through whatever the heck comes at me next. I wanted to upload this for Yoongi's birthday actually, but I was getting my tattoo on March 8th at 3 p.m. so I was kind of busy. And then it took me until now to actually record it and feel happy about the final product of the video. I guess that's kind of it. I know I don't usually upload like content like this and it's very different and probably be questioned by people like, why are you uploading this? Like I said, I just think it's really important to be very open and honest and to talk about these kind of things because they happen. They happen a lot to people and we don't talk about it. I didn't talk about this to anybody until like January. But yeah, because the next few months are going to be very tough for us all, so we should be more honest. I think you take its power away the more you talk about it. So if you aren't watching this and you're like, what the heck? I swear I'm really, really, really okay right now, so don't worry. Thank you if you watch this. It's appreciated a lot. Please listen to Yoongi's mixtape, especially the last. Okay, bye.